Ladies and gentlemen, to the NSCRO National Championship event, our first semifinal between Roger Williams and Minnesota Moorhead is about to kick off. My name is Matt Robinette, alongside Pete Hessler. Pete, what do you think about today's matchup?
I'm ready for another good one. Everybody's undefeated coming into this tournament, and I think they've been training hard, and we see some good open rugby today because we have a very sympathetic referee taking care of it, Haley Slaughter.
Roger Williams is the only returning team to this event, and we are underway here in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. It's about 45 degrees with a good brisk wind from left to right on the field there. Starting lineups for today's matchup: Roger Williams starting at number 1, Lisa Coricelli; 2, Siobhan Ennis; 3, Claudia Giustino; 4, Marie Giustino; 5, Kylie Flamia; 6, Allie Dykes; 7, Victoria Tanzi; 8, Sadia Crosby; 9, Abby Scrow; 10, Cass Friedman; 11, Morgan Quagliaroli, excuse me if I mispronounce anything; 12, Yvonne Gartner; 13, Jackie Wicca; 14, McKelly Lynn; and 15, Sam Young.
All right, for Moorhead, we got number 1 at loosehead prop, Mattingly Renee. Number 2, hooker, Haley Forder. Number 3, Cassandra Bell. Number 4, Taylor Fossleray. Number 5, Mackenzie Willits. Number 6, Zoe Price. Number 7, Sawyer Salter. Number 8, Alexa Byler. Number 9, Brianna Buckland. Number 10, Kia Vaness. Number 11, Michelle Zeberth. 12, Brandy Backlund. 13, Jaden Witt. 14, Sydney Zenzen. 15, Elizabeth Myers.
Pete, I was talking with the coaches before the matchup, and having done this for the past few years, I'm familiar with Roger Williams, and the player to watch on Roger Williams should keep an eye out for both number 8, Sadia Crosby, as well as Allie Dykes, their captain. Very strong players. And after talking with the Moorhead coach, she said look out for number 9, Brianna Buckland. Roger Williams in control now after several knock-ons and penalties, trying to get their offense moving. We have a Mall center field. Referee managing everything. She's going to wait for it. The ball needs to be produced, and it looks like it's stolen.
Yeah, it's kind of an ugly ball there because everybody was standing up. I think those who come in lower are going to have a much better chance of driving it forward and gaining possession.
As I said, Roger Williams is the only returning team, and it makes you wonder if that experience is going to help them. You hear oftentimes in very flat back line, Allie Dykes on the attack, found a little gap, they break the gain line. It's always good to have their fly half on the opposition team making those tackles.
Yeah, now you got players on both sides of the ball there, so it's kind of ugly in the loose play so far, but I think that whoever cleans it up first is going to have a huge advantage.
Found a little gap. They have the numbers on the outside. Can she get around the corner? Finds the space. Keeps her feet in bound.
Excellent. Down in the corner.
Try awarded, Roger Williams.
Little consultation with the touch judge. Thumbs up. In we go. First blood.
Very nice ball movement by Roger Williams. They found the gaps. They had the overload on the outside. Believe that try was scored.
I'm having a tough time seeing the numbers. Can you see them?
By number 15, Sam Young on the try.
So what I'm seeing so far is looks like the open play is going to be a lot cleaner than a loose play. Do you agree?
I do agree, and referees letting them play some. It's a try in the corner. I think both teams have a little bit of nerves after those first few series of penalties and knock-ons, but Roger Williams eventually secured ball, started playing their match. You saw how they lined up well off of that ruck, right? Committed 3 people, scrum half was there. Excuse me.
You're going to hear a lot of snuffling today. You'll have to ignore it. It is cold out here. Give it a good thump there, but didn't quite have the eyes.
Yvonne Gartner on the attempt. Makes the score 5-0. Roger Williams on top. About 5 minutes into the match. Referee has the official time on the field. Who are the referees and assistant referees today, Pete?
Today we have Haley Slaughter in the middle, vastly experienced referee. She's done a lot of national appointments. On the one-touch judge, we have Richie Cobb, a local guy from South Jersey, Matt Blusky from Pennsylvania on the other.
I was wondering earlier, Haley, both these referees are what we call national panel referees who can do really international matches or even the top level matches in the United States. And I wonder how these teams who don't usually get exposed to this high level refereeing adjust to how these women call the games.
Well, my guess is not going to be a whole lot of guesswork on their part because she'll be very vocal, very active about what she wants done.
One thing good about having national panel referees is they're not so quick to call a penalty. They're more quick to try and talk you out of those type of things.
Yes, and Haley stayed with me last night. We had a good discussion about that. She says, I'm going to do my best to open the game up. They have the skill. I'm going to let them use it.
So looks like Moorhead has their first attacking option inside Roger Williams' half. Let's see what they go. Weak side is open, potentially.
I always love a weak side when there's this much space off a scrum because, look, one-on-one, if you're the runner, defenses put at bay.
It was an interesting lineup for Moorhead. They were a flat back line. It looked like they were almost in defense, but worked out well. They got strung in some phases together, or attempting to.
Sawyer Salter, number 7.
Ball gets distributed quickly. That's the name of the game nowadays, is get the ball moving. It's no more slow it down. Well, it's less of slowing it down. Nice cut back inside.
13, Jaden Witt with a fine move. She's put
Ball
down
is
on
set
the
up.
deck,
They
though.
keep on attacking this way, which is well coached. Runs right into the player.
Not held.
Maul is set up.
All right, stand up Maul again. Look at both sides, especially the defense, standing straight up in the air. And the offense. That's a big difference between higher level, and now 8 comes in, or number 5 comes in and really makes it lower.
Referees counting it down, waiting for them to bring it out. The ball was not produced, so Moorhead brought it in, and because they weren't able to get it back, it'll be a scrum to Roger Williams.
And that's always a coach's nightmare because if everybody's standing up, it's easy to stop them all. If you're that ball carrier, the first thing I would do if I was a coach, go to the ground.
Yeah, and they've got enough beef in there to move these piles forward if they could just use their legs instead of their calves.
And key number 2 to them all too is you first one in there, you make contact, get the ball to the person behind you, because then they can't. Once it's time to produce the ball, you can just hand it to the scrum half. Still
an opportunity for Moorhead. They're deep inside Roger Williams territory. This is typically a kicking situation. 11 for Moorhead is in a attacking defense, not available to cover kicks. Referee lets the play on. It was a good attack by number 9 from Moorhead. Can't really tell who has the ball. It's Moorhead's ball. Pick and go. Looks to me like they're about 10 meters out.
Tough angle from here, isn't it?
Scrum half takes it. They have numbers outside.
Oh,
if they can just get one
do
more
it? Yeah,
pass.
14's on her way. Oh,
Couldn't
short.
get it out.
Oh.
Good setup.
Defense scrambling there.
Nice cut back in.
Would have liked to see the fullback join that line. Would have given him an overload on the left.
Penalty against Roger Williams, not releasing the tackle. Let's see how they line up here. Moorhead, good. That was an opportunity to go quick, but now they're going to set up their penalty play.
Yep, once you lose that initial momentum for a quick tap.
Moorhead can definitely be happy with that. They had good phase play, and then they had numbers on the outside. Ooh, big tackle.
Nasty
up top.
looking tackle.
Might be a card coming here for that high tackle.
Did you hear that double whistle there?
Mm-hmm.
That's an automatic. At least speak to somebody. Let's see the precedent that Slaughter sets. Hand is going to the pocket, and
yellow
card is out. 10 minutes in the bin.
10 minutes. So Roger Williams is going to be playing 14 on 15, and that might be their captain. I can't really tell numbers from here, but we'll let you know as soon as we can. So Moorhead has a real opportunity now playing 15 on 14.
Now she's coming our way. We'll catch the number when she comes by.
Be a big loss if that's their captain. She's one of their best players for sure.
And what position is she?
Flanker. Try to go wide. Referee's not happy with something. It was knocked on by Moorhead. It'll be a scrum to Roger Williams.
It's another quick tap.
Quick tap, Moorhead. Referee's right there trying to decipher what's going on. That was a scrum to Roger Williams.
So one of the sponsors for today is World Rugby Shop, and they put a lot of effort into supporting this national small college rugby organization that Steve Cohen has put together. WorldRugbyShop.com, excellent supplier.
So the wind has died down a bit. Roger Williams with a defensive scrum 5 meters from the try line. So Moorhead, another opportunity here. The number 8 for Moorhead, the coach told me, is a good hard runner. Might look for an 8-man pick here.
Alexa Byler.
And remember, Roger Williams is down a player, so they probably, well, I'm trying to see who they took off to replace that person.
Got some
coming out to the back line.
in the way here.
Dummy switch, popped to 13. Can't find a gap. Offloads, has the outside.
Not a bad presentation in the loose, but the arriving players, I don't like their formation. They're kind of all over the place.
Pete, this could go one way or the other. This could be a great victory for Moorhead if they score, but it could also be a great victory for Roger Williams if they hold up on defense, down a player.
It's all about morale at that point, right? Now, the tough part is they're strong out to the left, but they're passing into the wind, which makes the pass difficult. Turnover ball, except must have been a knock-on.
One thing I'm noticing is that Roger Williams has a very good up defense. They're not giving them the space to work, and I think that's, when you don't play in a competitive game, all these teams are undefeated, but maybe they haven't seen that type of pressure before.
Right, that's where the coaching comes in. Defense is not that tough to coach. It's hard to get everybody to follow the discipline that you give to them. Done properly, it's easy to shut down the offense.
Good pick around the side and have numbers outside. She's able to find a gap, and she's in.
She shows she goes, and she does not throw.
Try, number 9.
Woo! Nicely done.
Very nicely done.
Number 9, Brenna Buckland.
Brenna Buckland, that's what the coach had told me about her early on.
I'm going to tell you a story about my defensive guru, Andre Biryakov, coach of South Jersey Rugby. That would anger him to no end because the dummy pass was made and the defender sloughed right off and went to the wing. Never consideration for the ball carrier. He would have gone insane.
Yeah, and
Andre,
I know
hope you're
why.
listening.
Always attack that ball. If you got a 2-on-1, attack the ball.
Absolutely. She could make a bad pass. She could not throw it and you tackle her. So number 2, kicker Haley Foster, excuse me. Bangs it nicely, a good thud.
Nice strike. Makes it 7-5.
7-5.
Moorhead on top.
There's your moral victory while you have the numbers.
Coach Athena Aitken must be pretty happy with that one. Good possession. Must have had it down there maybe 5-7 minutes.
Sure. Speaking of coaching, I understand Martha Daines, the USA Rugby Women's Collegiate All-American head coach, is here today scanning for talent.
That's a big time. That's an opportunity for these young women, all 4 teams. This is a national championship event, and we will crown a national champion. This is just the first semifinal, and it seems to be pretty competitive so far. A little squib kick, if you will. No knock on. Wing takes it up. See what kind of phases in possession. That's the key in this game, isn't it? Possession.
Oh, absolutely.
Nice counter ruck.
Of the ball.
Roger Williams disciplined in that counter ruck, able to pick it up.
But again, do you see what I see?
I
Everybody's
do.
standing up in the mall.
We call it bolt upright where I'm coaching.
Can't push when you're standing up.
Good tackle. Took 2 of them, though. Number 9, looking for support.
Oh, the numbers are out to the right there. Couldn't quite get their hands free.
I like how Roger Williams is spreading the entire field. You see white jerseys all the way sideline to sideline nearly.
They're probably not used to playing on a 69-meter wide pitch, which this is. Take advantage of it.
And there's the difference in that up defense we see from Roger Williams. And she finds a gap. She sloughs off a defender. One more to
Nicely
beat.
done.
Try!
Woo, in we go.
Right in the middle. That was just all individual effort right there. The team got her in position. She saw a gap, took it, made a sidestep, stiff arm in the try zone for a.
You know, when you score in the middle, the first person to congratulate you is your kicker.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Not sure who scored it. I think it was number 7, but I'm not entirely sure.
She had the ball earlier, so.
Victoria Tansey. Roger Williams answers right away. That's big for them.
And again, I saw on Moorhead defensively scattered people, some up, some back, instead of that straight line defense that's hard to crack.
It's really hard when a team is able to use the entire field to because you've got to defend the entire field, and conversion is
Another
good.
Thump. The flags are up.
12 points to 7. Roger Williams retakes the lead. About 11 and a half minutes, maybe 14 minutes into this match. Again, referee in the center has official time. Roger Williams is way back, way deep, way off the 10-meter line for this kickoff.
I think what you're going to see here later, too, is Haley, as a referee, will start organizing. They'll get used to what she's saying, and they'll start organizing themselves better. She won't make them do it, but if they react to what she's saying, things will really get cleaned up.
Good kick. Good kick. She has the wind behind her there. See what that wind does throughout the game. It is an opportunity. Deep inside their 22. Had to pick that one up. The ball was exposed. And the kick to touch.
Tough kick into the conditions today. Excuse the stutter there. Lips are a little cold.
Very tough. Roger Williams is kicking directly into the wind. I don't know if you can see the flags across the way or any flag. It's definitely right in Roger Williams' face.
And I often wonder, that's a pressure relieving type kick, but they gained about 2 meters and gave the ball to the other team. So maybe a few crash balls up the middle would have worked better, get some ground, and then see if you can open it up.
And we have seen Moorhead deep inside the territory. It's obvious they have a plan, lots of pick and goes. They use a much more consolidated attack around the scrum to attack this Roger Williams defense. And it's just hard. They're down a play or two. It's just a difficult prospect to. Line out was 1. Scrum half has it, finds a gap. Offload, they have numbers on the outside.
Lots of numbers. There's 4
Unable
people
to get it
screaming
out.
for the ball. Make it 5.
There's another counter ruck. It's knocked
Little
on
whistle, little knock on.
by Roger Williams. It'll be a scrum to Moorhead. It's a good win on the lineout. It's tough on these windy days to get those lineouts just right, but seem to be adjusting well.
And again, I think Haley will, as a referee, will allow a couple of crooked throws because did it come out of her hand crooked or did the wind take it?
Yeah.
The great debates.
Moorhead ball. In this situation last time, the number 9 took it around the blind side. Blind side is where the majority of the backs are not.
If she can get blind side or weak side quickly, it's going to be a 2-on-1 with that winger.
And there she goes again. She's able to get off.
Oh, and a
errant
pass.
Way to clean it up on the flanker. The Roger Williams flanker has a little tough time getting off that scrum quickly. Given the opportunity, ball's out in play to the fly half. No numbers out there. They got a nice slide defense attacking.
Can't get it
nice
free.
Tackle.
Brilliant tackle.
Running a little bit sideways right now.
Brandy Buckland takes it in. Well, this is going to put everybody under pressure, but we have a knock on again.
Lots of opportunities here with the scrum in the center of the field or fairly in the middle of the field, at least from my perspective. It's a little tough angle.
To me, my goal if I was coaching this or playing 10 or something is down the back line, hands straight, because you got tons of space. The wind's coming from your left. It's going to help your passing. You can throw it a bit further. But that's just me.
Well, they're just so shallow right now.
Yeah, it's
back line.
Very flat.
We'll see what Roger Williams' back line. Let's take a look at their defense and how quickly they come up. They don't have to worry about the kick in this situation most of the time. There they come. They got space to work with. Skip it out. Oh, unlucky.
She's playing winger, got hands of a prop. Sorry, I said that. Had to.
Ball's just all over the place. You want to consolidate that, and looks like they're unable to.
Turnover
penalty.
Ball, but
not releasing tackle. In rugby, if you make a tackle or if you're the ball carrier and you're on the ground, you're out of the game. Can't touch you can't touch people. If you're on the ground, you're not playing. So the referee says you have to release the tackle for that tackler to be able to get out of there.
Yep, defense releases first. They throw some unorthodox passes.
Oh, they had numbers. Turn over to Roger Williams. See the referee's hand out. That means she has advantage for the knock-on. Nice pace.
Is the advantage still on? That's the question. Not quite sure. Interesting kick
into the wind. Opportunity here.
To the fullback. Boom. She did the Tongan sidestep there. You know what a Tongan sidestep
is? I do.
Right?
I have been embarrassed by it many times.
Please fake it, so I'll go for it.
Possession now, Roger Williams outside of their 22, so this means they got to run it. They've got to run it.
Forwards doing their work here in the open field.
Moorhead has opportunities. They're just not able to finish that last pass, or they're trying too hard on that last pass. Kind of like that, where the arms are wrapped up. You don't want to try to force that.
Yeah, that running sideways stuff doesn't cut it either. Coach's nightmare, especially
Moorhead
the biggest
is
player
also
on the field.
Very bunched right now.
Now watch their faces. Every player on this pitch is staring at the ball. When you're playing defense, you should look up and see what's in front of you.
They got numbers. They had the numbers and weren't able to get it out, but that was a good decision. Instead of throwing that contested pass, just take it in. Getting a little sideways. It makes for rough passing. Referee says that's a knock-on. It'll be a scrum to Moorhead.
Boy, there must have been about 6 knock-ons by White so far, I think. Sin bin over? I think they called her back in. So it's time for the engine room to get going in the scrum. See if they can get some go-forward ball. They've been pretty neutral so far, don't you think, Matt?
The scrums,
as far as getting any advance up the pitch?
It's been definitely more Moorhead put, but they're holding their own. Oh, as we
make a liar out of us. Steal.
Oh,
interesting. Steal
one.
Back. Oh, that's a hit.
Left her
Nicely
off.
done. Shifts her hands on the ball. Nice.
Gets it out to some speed.
Can she
looking
stay
for
in?
the support? Out of bounds. It's another way to relieve the pressure outside of your territory. Get your big 8 to truck some people.
That's what we talked about before. A kick to touch wouldn't have worked.
Sadia Crosby started that forward movement. 3-person line out for Roger Williams. That means that Moorhead has to match the numbers, and right now they have one more than the other team.
That's okay. Actually, it's okay. They're thrown in.
Oh, they're
defense.
Have more. Okay.
That's why you have me here as the ref. I'm sure I'll make
switch
a mistake
play.
later.
Back into Allie Dykes. Ball presented nicely. They have numbers both ways. See how they decide to attack it here. Good up defense by Moorhead, and they stole it right off of her. Number 7 for Moorhead. Ooh.
Oh, winger with space.
Good size winger out there, too.
That's Sydney Zenzen. The name that's actually a nickname. I like it.
Good pressure. Good pressure by Roger Williams. Kick ahead. They got through.
Now, where's the pressure? Where's the pressure? Here it comes. 3 people trying to tackle one. Nice hit.
Nice offload from the deck. Totally legal. Sets the ruck. Can she set it well? Number 8 and 9. Nice counter ruck by Moorhead.
Moorhead got numbers there much quicker than White did, so that's why that worked.
Little loose with the ball there in contact for Moorhead. Cass Friedman under pressure there.
Trying to shove it back to her scrum half. Slow ball is going to hurt him.
Nice cut back inside. Finds little gap. Broke the gain line. They should have numbers somewhere. Good defense to slow it down. Come again to the blind.
She wasn't looking.
Nice hard running.
Yes, I like it. Tongan sidestep once again. Oh, hands. See now, ruck formed. No hands allowed. Here's something a coach's nightmare too. I don't know if you caught it on the camera. They retreat 10 meters and they turn their back to the kicker. No.
About halfway through the first half, Roger Williams up 12-7, in no means in control of this match. It's still wide open in anyone's game.
Yes, I think they're still trying to settle into their patterns. I don't see anybody doing anything consistently the same. So maybe they're trying to get their identity going and see if they can dominate by getting there first.
Roger Williams ball in the line out. They bring 4 in. Got their big runners back. Good throw. No, not a good throw. Ball was not thrown straight. It's got to be right down the middle of that tunnel or around middle of that tunnel. So the choice is for Moorhead, they could either have a redo on the line out their ball or a scrum their ball. They choose scrum. I think it's a good choice. Down here, they've been pretty controlling in the scrum, even though they lost that last one. But
all right, but they drove the last one, then turned it over because it spun 89.2 degrees, and the scrum half picked it up.
Referee calls the engage. Once again, Moorhead, flat back line.
Now, Haley told me that she would do this early on in the scrums. If there's anything wrong, she's going to stop it, just to set a pattern in the beginning. So that's an example of it right there. It's very smart refereeing. Very good.
She taps the scrum half. Ball's in. Ball comes right out the
Straight
side.
out the
It's
other
taken
side.
by Dykes. Does she have the corner?
My view is kind of blocked here, but we still got Williams on the attack.
And they turned it over in contact, but they have Moorhead deep in their territory.
Now this is where they need to play safe on defense here.
Driver right out of bounds.
Well, they got themselves a line out down close to the goal line. Probably, what, 5 meters out?
Yep, 5 meters. Referee consults with the assistant referee. Did they go out in the goal or outside of it? Because it's 2 different calls wherever that went out.
Huge difference, too.
Guess she called a knock on. No, it's a line out. Good depth in the Roger Williams back line. Let's see what they choose to do. The ball's not straight.
Couldn't have been straight. It landed outside their feet.
The option, scrum or line out.
And
Scrum
I'm
is chosen.
Going for the scrum again. Now this is going to be a kicking situation if they win their scrum clean enough.
So if you're a flanker, you're just getting your eyeballs on that kicker. I don't
yeah.
think worry about driving. I don't think worry about anything but releasing off that scrum.
Now what we want to watch is those flankers have their heads up. If they're staring at the ground on defense, they're wasting their time as a flanker here. Head should be up. You know exactly when the ball comes out. Attack your kicker.
Heads down. They went for the drive.
Ooh.
Good pressure. Good pressure.
Let's see what happened here. Kind of staring into the sun. I'm having a tough time seeing what's
It was
going
a
on.
5-meter scrum. It was brought in by Moorhead. She grounded it in the try zone, so it's a turnover to Roger Williams. Roger Williams scrum, 5 meters out.
I'm going to have to learn how to squint a little better.
You got all kinds of options here. You can go 8-pick. You can go back line move. I turn conservative here in my coaching style. I'll run a center in and just get some phases together. But we'll see what Roger Williams
The winger's
does.
looking anxious here, too. Maybe she's going to insert left wing.
8-pick.
8-pick. There you go.
She get in. She
strong
only had a
girl.
couple
She's
meters
close.
to go. Roger Williams has ball. Another phase coming
Advantage also. Advantage to Williams. Let's see if they recognize it. To me, when advantage is on, you air it out to your backs. Take your chances.
Coming back to
And
the
that
penalty.
was penalty advantage, correct? Let's see what we got here. Oh, and a talking to. Referee Slaughter wants to have a word with one of the Moorhead players. Let's see if we can figure out what she's talking about. A lot of hand motions. I'm thinking offside.
I'm
Came
thinking
up way
offside
too quick.
too.
Yep. Let's watch for the secondary signal.
Let's see what Roger Williams has up their sleeve
Penalty
for a
kick.
penalty play. They've got lots of good runners here. You do have the option to choose a scrum in this situation, but
they've been ugly so far, so I would tap and go. Sort of like this. That's good advance by the Moorhead defense to meet them halfway.
Good run, good attack on the run. Dykes with the ball right on the goal line. Ball is held up.
In goal. Woo.
It was a nice play. I liked how Allie took that ball moving forward. There's been a lot of receiving, waiting for stuff to happen, and that really takes your space away. She took it moving at pace.
And my guess is that was a set play, not just to pick and go. They knew they're going to get in contact to the ground and immediately switch directions. That can really screw up a defense.
So the ball remains Roger Williams. They had possession as they went into the try zone. The ball was held up by them or by Moorhead. The referee said, we're going to reset it, go to a scrum. See if they choose the 8 pick again. Yes, they do. Little difficult to get around. Missed tackle. Can she put it down? Looks like they have them all set up.
Stood up at the goal again. Got to get to the ground early in those things.
Tough to see who has the ball, but the referee is right there counting down.
I'm guessing held up on goal again.
Yes.
Yep.
Sadia Crosby on the 8 pick.
Boy, if she, with her size and strength, if she get her shoulder down when she goes into the first contact, nobody's going to stop her.
She's having a little trouble getting around her flanker there.
Yep.
It seems like the platform, the attacking platform is there. She's just having trouble getting around that flanker. Let's see if they try it one more time. Maybe change her running angle toward the fly half.
Now, it's interesting on defense. I see 2 players over here from Moorhead on this side with only 1 winger. So it might be, oh, look at this set play. Good thing they were lined up that way.
I did talk to each coach before the match, and neither of them knew much about the other team. So they don't know each other that well.
They spent 20, 25 minutes figuring each other out. So what do we have here? It must be near the goal line.
Held up.
Held up again, 3 in a row. Now here's where I think Williams didn't read the defense because they had that reverse play to come around this side of the scrum. There was 2 players waiting there. They only had 1 wing.
I think they pulled their scrum half and said, we'll give you the ball. We're going to cover this side. We're going to cover the blind side. They're doing it again. You can see their scrum half just off the scrum.
Now this can take a toll on a defense too, because you're chasing them all day and getting pounded away at the goal line. You get a little frustrated. You take some pride in stopping them, but you'd rather have the ball.
Now they try with the backs.
Different
she
tactic.
sees a gap.
1, 2
Sarah
scissors, dummy.
I'd like to see a runner coming, hitting off of her at some point. Look
Different
at all
angle.
these numbers, all the forwards sitting out here in the back line, unable to take advantage of it. Roger Williams sets up the ruck. Another phase of play. Oh.
Scrummy has a look. Defense was up nicely on that, right in their face.
Keeping the ball alive, keeping it moving. See if the referee calls a penalty here on number 7. Nope.
That was produced, so no problem. Ooh, I don't know who tapped that ball back, but it's kind of ugly.
Sloughing defenders off, very much like her first try.
Now, she's not offside. It's open play.
Well, there was no tackle, so there is no offside, and she relieves the pressure. That was big
Want this to
time.
hit the ground, but it does not.
Nice move. Oh, unlucky.
Tripped over the 20-meter line.
Penalty called, not rolling away. That slows the ball down. If in that instance, the black player just laid there. I think it was number 11 or 15. The referee says, you got to get out of the way. The advantage is taken away. They want to run a speed game.
I think that when they get to the next level of play, they're going to learn how to, even if they can't get out of there, they fake it, a lot of motion, legs kicking. Sir, ma'am, I'm trying.
Yeah, hands up.
Haley would never fall for that.
I don't think so. I think she's seen enough of it.
I think she invented it, actually. She was a flanker. So.
So about a 5-meter line out. Lots of options here. You can bring it down and maul. You've got this channel along the sideline. You've got the backs to options. Unable to get straight.
Again.
It's a lot of opportunities slipping through just that pass in.
That's a shame that, on these lineouts, if they could complete one properly, if they could get a good low driving maul. With the mauls we've seen so far, all stand-ups, and it's a shame. If they can get themselves down and drive, and the defense doesn't get down, it's going to move.
Well, I don't think Roger Williams is going to be too upset. They've been pretty solid in the scrums. Going to be working hard right now I would be working hard for a drive at this point. Let's test them.
Yeah, instead of letting it out.
There they go.
Get it to the back. Now they get spun a little bit on the mark.
Not
and
a turnover.
Interesting.
Another kick under
This
pressure.
kick will
Nicely
roll, too.
done.
Watch it. There it goes. Need some communication here between the back three.
Very good tackle there.
Not held. Was the tackle complete? Yes, it was. That's called holding on. Tackle was completed. She's got a release.
Quick tap. Moorhead on the attack. Not back 10,
yep.
so the referee has the advantage.
She put an arm out. Is it still out? That's the question.
That was a good defensive stand from Moorhead. There was a lot of time down in their own end.
Now they're 50 meters upfield with ball in hand.
Good hard running out there by Zinzan.
Zinzan, I like it.
Still have possession. Nice run right up the middle by the center.
For 12, Brandy Buckland.
I think Moorhead is a little more aggressive in running with the ball.
Oh, yeah, an open play, much more aggressive.
Whereas Roger Williams, I think, is trying to set up the next phase. Oh, lucky bounce there. She gets around the corner. See if they produce ball again. We're a little cut off with the fans right there. Counter ruck. Roger Williams turns it over. Relieves pressure.
That's going to stay in, which is good.
Oh, unlucky.
There we go. Whistle goes. That's something that's been escaping Moorhead today is the hands. We're all laughing that they're from Minnesota. This is too hot for them. But
yeah.
You can't use the cold hand excuse. Yeah, there's been a couple overloads where drop pass could have made a big difference. So
33 minutes, about 35 minutes in, 5 minutes left in the half. Roger Williams 12. Moorhead State 7. Roger Williams ball deep in their territory. Ball gets kicked straight out, gets it out to the fly half. Relieves pressure through a kick. 15, fields the ball cleanly, has opportunity.
Oh, she's a runner. I like it. There we go. Elizabeth Myers takes it on strong. Looks sure under the high ball, too. Being an ex-fullback myself, I can appreciate that.
So if I'm Moorhead's coach, I'm telling them all we need to do is have the hands.
Oh,
we
could've
got
completed
control.
A try or two.
Yep. Quick
Ooh,
tap penalty. Takes a big hit.
Now you hear the multiple whistle. We got another dangerous tackle. That's my guess.
I think we have an injured player.
Oh, maybe that's it.
Right in the mix there, so.
And I think that was a result of the high tackle. Now, Haley Slaughter, referee, did a nice thing here. While there was a little break, she said, look, you're close to not 10 last time. Get 10 now while we got a few moments to move. I'm trying to read her mind.
Moorhead has the field spread both ways. She's going to go to the left.
Wow.
Oh.
Who's your buddy?
They have numbers on the outside if they
There
can
we
take
go.
advantage of it.
Hands
are coming out.
hands. Oh, it's only a 5-on-1.
Recycle it. Let's see if she can get it out. She
Overload
does.
again.
Now the
Straight
attack
up and
is
look.
on. She
Look
tucks the
left.
ball. She's not passing that thing. Good running.
Can
Saw
she
that
get her
she
hand
was
free?
tied up, didn't try to force a pass. Roger Williams has numbers along the outside there.
Boom, I like it.
Counter ruck. Unsuccessful, and a knock on there by Roger Williams. It'll be a scrum to Moorhead.
Ouch. I mean, how many knock-ons between the two teams today? Maybe 10 or 12 so far. Maybe that's part of the nerves. What do you think?
I think it's cold, nerves.
What
First
other
time-
excuses can we think of?
First time
Bad
in
hands.
this type of an atmosphere of a championship event. I know my first time going to a championship event, my nerves were way racked.
Absolutely. I didn't get
But
to
once
too
you
many
get to-
championships, but as a referee, same thing. As you move up the ladder, it was, you get on the field, you're all alone. Different world.
See if they take the blind side. They do. Able to
Crazy
cover it
pass, it worked
one-on-one.
this time.
Can she get the outside? She cannot. Good cover defense and nice one-on-one tackling out there by Roger Williams. Fly half has the ball for Moorhead.
Kind of blinded here by the
Attacking on-
fans.
See, we're just waiting on a whistle. We can't really see anything at this point.
They're
I
right
could-
down in the corner, mighty close to the goal line. Let's see if we hear a whistle. There it is. And we have
And that's the end of the half.
halftime.
Pretty good half, Pete. Nobody able to run away with it. If you're Roger Williams, coach, what are you telling them at half?
Halftime, either team, I don't care which coach it is, get down low in the loose. Don't waste your time standing up, hugging each other, and trying to push just straight. It doesn't work.
And I'm saying much the same thing, and maybe let's do what we practice. I think they're just off a little bit, Roger Williams is, and I think Moorhead is just a matter of hands and making those panicky kind of passes. Eliminate those. I think they have an opportunity to really find some gaps.
You know, do that brilliant coaching statement at halftime. Catch the ball.
Yes, make
Thanks,
your
Coach.
tackles. NSCRO thanks USA Rugby for its support and recognition of NSCRO as an independent organization governing the small college national playoffs, as well as sharing similar goals for bettering the collegiate rugby experience.
I also want to thank NSCRO's going to thank Philly Women for coordinating this event. They're the host. They did all the grunt work today. And South Jersey Rugby Club for supplying the field. South Jersey Rugby has U19 programs, women's clubs, men's clubs, the complete team.
This is a great opportunity for these small colleges to compete for a national title. I don't know, maybe 5-7 years ago, this opportunity wasn't available for these young ladies, and now they have this opportunity, and I think they're taking the most of it.
It's great. And the exposure, you get a national coach shows up. If this